Say please.
Ever watched the documentary on the guy that beat that kid? How fascinating.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Is there anything emergent to add?
No, sir.
Okay, can I have somebody move the agenda as presented? Eric? All in favor of adoption? Opposed? That is carried. And then accounts payable for up to October 12th, 2021.
For information.
Kathy? Any questions or concerns? Shauna?
The first item is Truckers Restaurant, August 2021, Meals on Wheels. Is there an estimate on how over budget we're going to go on the Meals on Wheels program?
No, ma'am, I don't. That program is on a demand as people need it. And I don't think it's council's desire to turn anyone away. So we will maintain, that account's going to be over budget, but we'll make the shortfall up in another budget code somewhere else.
Okay, I was just kind of wondering where we're at with that one.
No,
The other one, and I like this, is it's EFT 0003887, where it just says employee, but I'm curious on what employee had to be reimbursed $3,000.
some of that's moving expenses.
Oh, okay. That was it. Thank you.
Okay. Kathy moved for any other questions? Kathy moved for information. All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Then moving on to minutes, we have the town council minutes held September 27th, 2021 for adoption. Larry? Any questions, concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then the Town of Redcliff Library Board meeting held June 15th, 2021 for adoption. Jim? Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then the Town of Redcliff Family and Community Support Services Board meeting held October 4th, 2021 for adoption. Kathy? Any questions or concerns? Go ahead,
I would just
Kathy.
make a comment that I was at this meeting and they are looking for ideas for programming for FCSS. So if anybody can think of some, just let Carla know. I came up with one and it turned out it was actually a version of what they're doing already, so. But they are looking for programs.
For specifically?
Any kind of program that we can come up with, like, my idea was the school has a program where the child has the opportunity to buy a meal once a week, be it a sub or a taco or whatever. And then I asked the question about, well, some kids, don't have the money, or they don't have kids, they're kids of parents that really don't care. And I asked the same question to both the youth center and FCSS. And it's not in FCSS mandate, but the youth center does supply meals for kids that don't have meals. And I was also told that the teachers, if there's a child in that position, will actually pay for the meal for the child. So at least I did get some answers to that idea.
Which school are you looking at? Like, are we talking Parkside, Wyeth Cox, or all
I
of
think
them,
it's,
or-
I think that's just right through the system.
Right through the system, yeah.
So, is the lunchbox program still operational? Because that used to be funded from the food bank, right?
Yeah, and I think that's what the youth center does now.
Okay.
The brown bag program.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
lunchbox, brown bag, whatever, whatever you carried your lunch kit in.
So if anybody can think of any ideas, just let Carla know and maybe we can come up with a new program for the town.
I think for that though, the FCSS, the government does have a criteria that their 80% funding falls into, so, you know, you have to almost know the limits of what
Yeah.
will fit and what won't fit, because I think that's what they're doing, is they're trying to make sure that they have enough projects to spend their money on.
Exactly.
So if you hear of somebody in wanting something, it may fit.
Yep.
Okay, anything else coming out of that meeting? If not, let's move for adoption. All in favor? Opposed? It is carried. And moving on for requests for decisions, we have council boards, committees, and commissions. This is just a list of everything we do. Go ahead, Shawna.
I'd like to move this to accept it for information.
Go ahead.
Not that it changes anything, but in the document, you have highlighted which people come due at the end of the year. And under SDAB as community at large, who isn't highlighted is Chris Howell.
No, it's mentioned there. He's an alternate.
Yes.
And so it's not right in the original listing, it's a few sentences down, but it's true, it
It
is
is.
about to expire too.
Yeah, and it's not highlighted, so I just thought for quick references.
Yeah, we will use this document to base the notices that Chris sends out to the members to see if they're interested in reapplying, any others too. And then we bring that back to council at the end of November.
Yeah, I just thought I'd point that out.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then moving on to the Rectangle concession agreement. Chris?
I'd like to go ahead and propose we give them the $400 per month.
So that's a motion one,
Yes. Motion one, I assume.
2 years.
Hopefully COVID's over by then.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, not out
Sorry.
loud.
Who said that?
Okay.
Okay, anybody have any questions or concerns about that? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. All right, moving on to policy number 105, vaccinations for hepatitis, some slight changes and request for decision. Larry?
Move option one,
Option one.
be approved as presented.
All right, does anybody have any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then policy number 101, water and sewer service connection inspections.
Option one.
Jim? Does anybody have any questions or concerns about that policy? Go ahead, Larry.
It speaks in there about permits. Do you take the permit out from town? Because it says the town employees are gonna be inspecting it, but usually I'm kinda used to the park guys inspecting it, but with it, if it's just water in the service trench, or sewer in the service trench, then like, do you take the permit out through the town? Do you take a permit out through the town? And does it go through Park Enterprises, or is it just an internal thing?
It goes through Park Enterprises, is my understanding, to get the permit to install, the water permit to
Yeah.
install. But our guys, it's my understanding that our guys inspect the installation of our line to the meter. Is that correct, Chris?
Okay, thanks.
So I think it's both people would look at it, or,
Well, hopefully only one would have to look at it.
because the town can't approve your permit that you took out through the Safety Codes Act, right?
That's correct.
They would just in case the safety codes guys don't always get there in time, sometimes it's backfilled. I think this just says the town will look at it before it's backfilled. So I think it's both. Cause I read kind of through that too, and it sounded like both had to look at it now, the town for their own interests, the safety codes officer for the building code interest.
So it still has to stay open? The trench?
Till the town sees it. So don't do it on a Saturday. I think that's what it says. Yeah, don't do it on Saturday. Costs more than, yeah. Okay, any other questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then the recognition policy, number 092, Shauna?
To approve as presented, option number 1.
Any questions or concerns? So Shannon, that's where you got recognition B with no space in it, and recognition and with no space in it, and those kind of little things. Makes it hard for somebody near illiterate to read bigger words. These, thanks, okay. Shauna, any other questions or concerns? Shauna moved. Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And moving on to correspondence, we have a thank you from Halo.
To receive for information.
Any comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Moving on to other, we have the third quarter salary review to October 12th for information.
Receive for
Kathy?
information.
Any questions or concerns?
Thanks for clarifying that.
No problem.
Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then the third lift station project update for information, Chris?
Move for information.
Any questions of the other Chris? Shauna?
Since it's here in front of us, is there going to be a time period where that area is going to be evaluated just to see? Because I know that sometimes when pipes burst underground or, there's water, it takes a while for it to come up to the top. Is there going to be a time period that this will be monitored for?
Probably ever.
The intention is to, because it's just a grassed area and it's adjacent to the pump station, we'll monitor it every 2 weeks when they go to exercise the pumps until it freezes up, and then in the spring, when we get a thaw through about midsummer, we should know whether the leak has been totally contained or not.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And the Shortgrass Library System 2022 budget requisition for information.
Move that.
Jim? Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then Council 2021 to 2025 orientation and training schedule for information or proposal. Kathy,
Receive for information.
any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Riverview Golf Club update for information. Chris?
Move for information. And also just for some substance to this, so what the course is doing is I believe there's 7 pieces of equipment. They're gonna buy out the lease on 2 of them, and what previous board did was they wanted to keep their lease payments as low as possible. So with previous equipment leases, they kept a balance at the end of the lease for a buyout. Keep their payments low in the meantime, because they obviously had some financial problems. So what they're gonna do is buy out 2 mowers at $26,000. And normally those brand new, these are not brand new, they're 5 years old but still got some life in them, are usually $70,000 each. And then they're gonna lease 5 other pieces of brand new equipment. And they're not going to do the back end deal. It's gonna be a dollar buyout at the end of the lease. So currently, right now, they spend $38,000 a year on leased equipment. It's gonna change to $40,000 a year, so a very small increase of about 4% going up. But instead, they will then own it at the end of the lease rather than have a buyout. And it's also going to put a better quality product out there on the course and less man hours. So those saved man hours can be a savings, or they can go towards other needs. Like in the future, we're going to have big problems with the irrigation system up there. So maybe one guy can hopefully be more focused on fixing problems with the irrigation system. So that'll be a massive project if that goes kaplooey, but there's the groundskeeper out there is on top of it and has some plans to keep that under control. That's my presentation for this.
Okay. Kathy?
All I can say is that I'm impressed the way that they've turned themselves around.
They're doing an amazing job,
It's
yeah.
phenomenal, yes.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So their concern with this, I guess I never really got into it as you read in the proposal here, is they aren't allowed to take on any more debt with the loan that we gave them under the terms of that, unless it's operational. They need this equipment to operate, plain and simple. A golf course needs equipment, so.
So this is a loan?
It's a lease.
It's a lease, so it's not a
They're
loan.
calling it a lease, but for all intents and purposes, it is a loan, seeing there's no residual value at the end. But it is called a lease.
Okay. It's a
lease-
purchasing lease.
Yeah,
or-
rent to own or lease to own kind
Yeah,
of thing, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But they are incurring debt by taking this on, so according to our agreement with them, they have to run it past us. And we permit it if it's operational. The golf course needs equipment to operate.
Any other questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And the municipal manager report to council for information. Larry? Any questions or concerns? Shauna?
First item was, when it came to the pool and winterizing of the pool. I happened to have been at the skate park. I noticed that it had been emptied and then it was filled and then it was kind of emptied and then refilled again. Was there something there that was going on that it kind of happened that way?
Operator error, ma'am, and it's been corrected and dealt with in-house.
Okay. I thought it to be quite odd, but thank you.
I figured you were just running antifreeze pumps.
Shauna?
The gas main upgrade on the southwest end there, I've noticed that it was kind of at a standstill for a while, and some of the residents have been asking how much longer that this project's gonna go on.
So the reason it was halted is the city crews uncovered a weeping towel drain. And our crews then, they allowed us to go and use their trench to reestablish that part of the storm drainage system. And now they've covered it up. They're basically complete. The street isn't quite usable, but it should only be a matter of days now.
Okay, wonderful.
In regards to that, I guess I don't know the city's policy, and maybe the town was informed, it's just we weren't, because this has been going on for, I'm thinking about 2.5 months now, right? And so, for some people over there, they lost the use of their alleys, and some people were inconvenienced. And, I mean, as far as us as a council, I don't think we were ever informed. This was just going on. And I realize it's a city thing and the city can do what they want, but
They did not
Wouldn't
inform me.
it have been nice if they'd have just informed somebody?
Yes, they did not inform me.
No. And, I mean, and it's even contracted out, it's not even always city guys. City guys come and supervise every day, but it's a contractor doing the work. Yeah, no, I just thought that was odd, first time I went across it, and it was all staked out, and there was guys setting, hauling in equipment, it's like, oh, didn't even know this was going on.
I've been assured it won't happen again.
Okay, well, that's a good thing, because it is kinda nice to know. I'm hoping they at least informed the residents for the length of time their lanes would be down. Okay, Shauna.
The Second Street overlay project, very nice to see, and that area was in definite need of having that little upgrade done.
Anything else?
Yes, on the renovations at the senior center, I don't know what's happening with the electricity, but when we had the federal election, the lights on the entryway there was no lights working.
You paying your bill?
Yeah, I signed the check, so bills must be paid. So if we can get, yeah, we should actually get get that job a little bit of a boost in it to get it done, because we are having a municipal election, and it looks like a
Did you
little
forget
strange in there.
Shauna?
Fire department stats, that was nice to see. We don't always know what goes on there, so that information is nice. Thank you. Should I just continue on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I really do like the community guide that is put out. Several times I have been up at the post office, and every time I'm there, it's empty. I know that it's online, but I'd like to see maybe a few more put in there as people are taking them. And our new electronic sign going up, any updates on that?
We'll have that at the next council meeting in our projects update, ma'am.
The other thing is that bylaw referred to checking on well-being of horses, and I'm not sure where we have horses within Redcliff.
They are in town. They are within municipal boundaries.
Oh, okay.
Down by the river.
Yeah, so I've seen them down by the river.
Yeah.
The other question is, he lists all his, bylaws and stuff that he has looked into. How many of these infractions that bylaw has reported has resulted in fines?
I'm remiss, and I'm not remiss, I'm hesitant to tell council the amount of fines that are collected, because Solicitor General really dislikes us trying to have a recovery on enforcement.
So you don't know how many he's actually,
No, I don't.
okay, thank you. That was all, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Kathy?
Just a quick one, the mixer and the conveyor for the compost pad, I had thought they were coming in November. If they've been delayed again?
I don't have that information, ma'am. We can look into it.
Okay. Just when we've been waiting for them for a while now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
All right,
Your worship.
Jones does.
what?
Just wanted to advise council that we received all the information for the haunted houses, both of them, and they were told today to proceed.
Oh, good.
And the advance polls are tomorrow and the 16th.
Tomorrow and Saturday, and
Yes,
and Monday.
yes, sir.
It's too late for mail-ins.
We don't have a mail-in ballot.
What? It was in the news, somebody's actually doing drive-throughs?
Calgary is, yes.
Wow, you can do anything drive-through.
Quarter pounder of cheese and then
And not Nenshi.
And he's not running. Anyway. Okay, so any other? Okay, all in favor for information? Opposed? That is carried. Moving on to landfill graphs. We have landfill statistics to September 30th. Eric?
I'll move for information.
Yes, John?
I have noticed, especially in the last 3 months, that there has been a decline to the landfill. Any particular reason, or it just happened to be?
Actually, in discussions today, we are above where we were last year at this time.
Okay, good, thanks.
That's not a full year, that's what the problem is.
Well, just the statistics, right, from this year compared to last year, right? In the last 3 months were considerably lower. Was it all I was looking at?
Anything else? All in favor? Receive for information. Opposed? That is carried. And then the important meetings and events for information. Shauna?
For information?
Any comments? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then long service awards for information. Shauna?
For information. Congratulations to all of you on all your long-term, Kathy, Eric, Jim, Dwight.
Shall I do this now?
Yes, sir, please. Put your mask on.
Oh, yes, I gotta put my mask on.
Just don't breathe.
Oh, I could have done that. That would have been easier.
Don't lose it, though. Don't lose it.
Kathy, thank you very much.
I think we're allowed to bump elbows or something.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Eric,
Thank you, sir.
thank you very much for your years of service.
Thank you.
Good luck in your future prospects.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Recess. Couple of minutes. Who?
You should vote on that.
We have to vote on that?
There's a
It's too
motion.
little late, I already done it. Okay, all in favor? Kathy and, well, opposed, yeah. Community interest involved there too. Anyway, okay, short recess.